Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over a quick update where I took the same website that I built in the last video and converted it over to using Flask. And what Flask allows me to do is add the ability to have a login, logout, be able to manage the content behind the scenes. If you remember last time, I had ebooks and audiobooks available on the website. Those just existed in a folder and weren't really managed in any way. Whereas Flask allows me to actually upload the files into the website folders. However, there's no database, so that is going to be in a future video. So let's dive into this. As you can see, I added this link to the manager page, and Flask handles the request to take me to the manager page. And I've added a login, which just has a generic username password, which I already pre-populated in. I hit the login button, and then it takes me to a manager page. Now you can ignore the warning that came up. It had something to do with Chrome and checking the passwords. I think a lot of it was because of the generic nature of the admin username and password. So in the ebook manager, I can add in a title. I just type in the word test for the title and the content. I click the ebook button, and in the ebooks list below, it adds the test and test for the title and content. Then I go and I add an MP3 file for one of the books that was already listed on the home page. And I chose the file and I upload it, and then it shows up in the available audiobooks. And then I can click the logout and it takes me back to the home page. So it's kind of the manager's back office or back end management suite. So let's take a look at the code. So this is being managed by, the name of the file is app.py. So we'll do a quick rundown of the code. So at the top, we have our list of library files that we're importing in order to use Flask. We create the Flask instance, and here's our secret key. This is for our session management. And then we have our in-memory storage for the ebooks and audiobook data. So this is the precursor to database management, which we're going to get into in a future video. And then some code for uploading the files, initializing the Flask login. We have some in-memory user information, the admin password, which I said earlier was generic, the user model, the loader function for the Flask login, a helper function to get a list of the files in the directory, excluding the HTML. So this section here was for troubleshooting. I was having a little bit of issues over the weekend with some of the code wasn't working properly. So this is just troubleshooting code. And then in this section, I'll go over kind of quickly. We have our decorator at app.root, and this takes us to the parent directory or parent file architecture. And then we've got one for each of the links. So we have the home button, about, contact, and manager is a little bit further down. We have our login, logout. Here's the manager one that I was talking about, and then this allows us to manage our ebooks and our audiobooks. And then here's a route for listing all of the files in the static and template directories, a route for adding an ebook, and then for viewing it. There is a page, and I didn't really use it at this point, that allows you to look at ebooks and on one page, and you can look at and manage all of the audiobooks on a different page. But for the sake of this video, I'm not using it right now, but the code is here. It's just not being utilized at the moment. So here's the code for uploading the audiobook files, and then here's the audiobook HTML file that I mentioned I'm not using at the moment. And then there's some leftover code from our class. It's functional, but I'm not really using it. I think I'll take that out before the next video. I'll skip over the index file because that is basically the same as last time, except for the manager button. So I'll just quickly I'll go over the login code. Very simple. It's a form for taking the username and password information, and then it has some message output. The manager HTML, some of the styling is the same as the index HTML. It's the same as the index.html file. So I'll kind of scroll past that and get down to the main section. So in the manager page, we've got the login and logout information, and then we dive right into the ebook manager. So for adding a new book, uploading an audiobook, we have our forms, separate forms for each of the functionality there. And then as we're uploading files, it gives a list of the available ebooks and reports back the list of available audiobooks. Now, because there is no database and it's stored in memory, this can easily get wiped out. So in the future, we're going to upload this to a database, and it'll be able to be managed more robustly than what we're doing here. So anyway, that's a quick overview of what I did in this this section of the class for this assignment 3.1. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you all next time.